What's up, YouTube? This is Airborne Sapper, comic fan, coming at you with another Merc with the Mouth cover swipe. Now, if you guys are new and you did not see my last video, go back and check it. I will leave a link and a tag to that video. But what am I doing is going through the series of Deadpool called the Merc with the Mouth, and I'm talking about the covers in which are what cover swipes they represent basically. So the first video I did 1 through 3. This video I'm gonna kick it off with 4 through 6. You guys have a great one and enjoy. Now for the first cover that we will be discussing in this video, of course it's gonna be Merc with the Mouth, issue number 4. Now this is this one beautiful cover. Now you guys probably already know what movie this is from, but I'm gonna talk about it anyways. This is from Scarface that came out in 1983. It was directed by Brandon De Palma, and it starred Al Pacino, as you guys know, Michelle Pfeiffer, Steven Baber, whatever, however you pronounce his name, and Mary Elizabeth Montrantonio. Got it out there. All right, cool. Now, a very good cast for this movie. This movie is one of the legendaries of basically, I would say, Al Pacino's career. The budget for the movie was $25 million. Box office, it made about $70 million. Came out to be like $65.9 million. But it's one of the great movies. I mean, you guys gotta check it out. A couple of hidden notes. I mean, you guys probably already know that this wasn't the first Scarface movie made. There was one prior to this. Robert De Niro was allegedly supposed to play Tony Montana for this movie. I think they went in the right direction with that one. I don't think he would have been a good fit. Also, the F word is used 226 times in this movie. That's like the average of 1.3. So basically, every minute and a half, they said an F word or a phrase of the F word. The whole movie. You know, in that last scene, Tony Montana used it heavily. But speaking of the last scene, Al Pacino was burnt in that big shootout at his mansion by grabbing one of the barrels of the gun. I mean, he should have went to some military school to know don't touch a hot barrel. But those are some tips and tricks about the movie. Let's get into this cover. Now, the cover, as you guys can see, just the black and white is a homage to the actual poster cover of the movie. You can see on Deadpool, it's actually vice versa, and same thing with Tony Montana. Basically, a great classic cover. A lot of other Marvel covers did this swipe, and you know, definitely a great homage to a great movie. Now, for the 5th issue of Deadpool, The Merc with the Mouth, is this beautiful cover right here. This Deadpool and Dr. Betty with Deadpool just chilling in the corner right here. For those who are not familiar with that cover is a cover swipe off of Pretty Woman, the movie that came out in 1990. It was directed by Gary Marshall. It starred Richard Gere and, of course, Julia Roberts. Now, the budget for the movie was $14 million. It ended up blowing that out of the park in box office. It made $463 million. So they got paid. They got paid from that movie. A couple of things that when I was researching this movie that I found really interesting was that a lot of the actors that they picked weren't really scheduled to play their parts. Like Julia Roberts, um, they actually talked to Molly Ringwald about playing Vivian, the prostitute or escort's name. And Al Pacino was scheduled to play Richard Gere's character, and that would have been crazy. I think the choices they made were correct, but just picturing Al Pacino and Molly Ringwald in those two character spots would be just like, okay. Also, for the movie poster itself, that is not Julia Roberts' real body. They used a totally different person and just Photoshop. So they were doing Photoshop way back then, which is crazy. I know a lot of people are heartbroken by that, but that's not her body. But another one. I think this is not the most interesting one. This is pretty funny. But in that scene where Julia Roberts is watching I Love Lucy, the director Gary Marshall is tickling her feet to get her to laugh genuinely. So that was pretty funny. But the most interesting I found about this is that the original script for this movie was called 3000, and it was the price that Richard Gere's character paid for Julia Roberts' character, and it was supposed to be more of like a darker movie. And I guess the characters are supposed to OD on drugs, so I guess they wanted a more reality. But they were like, let's do the happy movie. And then was made 500 million. So I think that they made the right choice on that. Now, a couple of comparisons to this cover. I mean, let me deal with the big stuff. The Pretty Woman in the Deadpool, they use the same color aspects with the yellow highlighted in the background. You have Dr. Betty pulling on, I think, Deadpool's holster, with his equipment, and in the movie poster, you have Julia Roberts pulling on Richard Gere's tie. Both characters' feet are the same, but the only main difference is you don't see head pull by Julia Roberts. But this is a great issue. Really love this issue of the series. So that's all I got. Now, the last cover we will be talking about in the Merc with the Mouth run for this video is issue number 6. Nice head pull cover. This is the funny thing about this. In space, no one can hear you curse or cuss. But this is an homage, cover swap, call it what you must, of Aliens movie that came out in 1979. This movie was directed by Ridley Scott and a couple of actors that were in it. You may know because the Pops just came out. It was Scotty Weaver was in this movie. Harry Dean Stanton was in this movie. Tom Skerritt was in this movie, and John Hart was in this movie. Also, Veronica Cartwright was in this movie. Now, this movie, the budget was about $9 to $11 million, and it came up to 100 to $200 million in the box office, because this was originally a British science fiction film. And it's weird because I didn't even know that, but yeah, it was, and it was a great movie. It blasted so many chains all the way to Aliens Resurrection. I mean, Alien 2, Alien 3, Alien Resurrection. I mean, this is just one of my great, I'll say, science fiction movies that I enjoy watching. I like what they did, and I like how they did it. But I was looking at a couple of notes, a couple of things that the movie behind the scenes. I only found one that was really interesting. For making the aliens in the movie, they actually used a human skull for the mold, and they cast it out to harden it with a human skull. And the Juby Ghoul that you see on the aliens is actually KY jelly that they use. And the tentacles are actually condoms. I hope they're not used condoms, but they're probably there were condoms, shredded condoms they use for like the jaws and the teeth and everything like that. So that was really interesting. Now a couple of comparisons to this cover. It's really simple. Like you just have the egg cracked in the movie poster, and on this one you just see Deadpool grinning with the green stuff in his mouth, which is pretty interesting. So one of those simple but sweet covers I'm always talking about. But yeah, just definitely, if you've seen the movie poster, you know exactly what this is off of. Now, guys, that takes it all for this video of the Deadpool cover swipes. I just want to thank you guys for watching, and leave me a comment. Let me know which one was your favorite cover swipes, or which ones are you looking forward to if you know this run. So thank you guys for watching. I want to give a shout out to Doom143 for hooking me up with this run. Every video I'm gonna say that, Doom, so you might as well just take it. Uh, but thank you again for everyone's support, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Stay tuned for what I have coming up next week. Peace.